You have no idea how many times I've done my redo to the redo to the redo to the redo of this video. Like, and I'm trying to share a simple story, and I keep looking at the camera, and I'm like, I look like Shaggy Rogers with like blonde hair. And I can quite easily cosplay Shaggy in one of my live streams. And that's an idea that I'm going to stick with. So you're gonna get a you're gonna get a blonde Shaggy. Anyway, hi. Hi. It's been a while. My name is Lena. If you're brand new to my channel, this is Simply Blondie, where I talk about pretty much everything and anything that is, well, on my mind. From the very important stuff to the BS and everything in between. Hi. And, of course, I hate doing this part because it's so weird. If you like what you see, subscribe to my channel. And if you want to be notified also about my videos going up, because I've been posting them quite frequently, hit that bell icon to be notified. You know, you can change the settings. You can be alert to all of them, which would be great. Or you can just personalize it, where you can just have it every so often. But I do post up frequently. I actually been pretty good about it too. I just took today, which is Friday, January 5th of 24. I blanked out about the day because I've been, like I said, I've been doing this video consistently because I was in the middle of editing and I did not like it, and because I paused too many times and I was rubbing my nose because anyway. So yes, it's been a while. I haven't done a face to face, me and you, just you and me and the audience, or just me and you, one on one. It's been a while. The last time I actually did a video was just you and me was what, June, July? And there's a reason why. I shared it a little bit when I first came back onto live streaming, but I really didn't share it because I kind of gave like the cut down version of the story. Didn't really give too much complex or too much information. I wanted to kind of do a separate thing, which I should have done a separate thing the first time around, but I just didn't think that much through because I was just so excited to have my computer built. And if you're noticing, yes, I'm no longer on my laptop. I am on my PC that I built with these two hands. I now know what to do with these two hands. So let me get straight to the point. So yes, I originally was supposed to do videos. I was supposed to do posting videos. I did have like an archive of videos. And I'm going to tell you this right now. I hated every single video that I had in my archives, that I deleted it because I did not like them. I hated every single one of them, and I did not feel confident in my videos. I hated every single one of them. It just didn't feel me. It wasn't me-esque. So I just said, forget it. When it's done, it's done. I will jump on and I will talk about it with you guys. And I did, sort of. Not to the full extent, but sort of. So, story time. I was supposed to show up in June or July. I think it was July or June. One of the two. It wasn't the summer. I was supposed to show up on Comics and Cosmetics for the Redacted, kind of like their Cards Against Humanity. And if you guys know who from Comics and Cosmetics, who the person is actually Danny, which is my YouTube work wife. I was supposed to be on there, and I couldn't do it. I was announced actually in October. Couldn't do it because my PC wasn't ready. So, or November, I think. I don't remember. One of the two. It was like the summer, then went to fall. I don't remember. So, I was in the green room with Ro and Danny, ready to go. And for some bizarre reason, this mic decided to stop working. Let me take off the squishy. This mic decided to stop working. And I sat there trying to figure out as to what exactly happened, because it was just weird. I had just used the mic not that long ago to do some videos, and it just suddenly decided to crap out on me. So I had spent the majority of that time while they were telling me, like, hey, your mic's not working. I had spent about 45 minutes to an hour troubleshooting my own mic. And it just did not work. And it was just baffling to me. And within like that 45 minutes, I got it working again. So I was like, okay, let me tell, my work wife, Danny, I'm going to come in. I'm going to come back. I have the link. I can come back. And I said, let me test it one more time. Now I had a friend of mine on that call with me, and we were cracking jokes the entire time. Like I was saying that the universe didn't want me to be on that show today. They wanted me to take a break, and I was taking it as such. But then like in my gut and in my head, it was like, no, there's something more to it. It's not because we don't want you on there. Okay? We don't want it's not because of that. It's because of your equipment. So I had told Danny, I'm like, hey, I can come on. Let me troubleshoot one more time. Check just to like make sure it's not just a fluke. Checked it, did not work. So I was just like, never mind. I will catch you next time. I am sorry. So I sat there that night trying to figure out why was my mic not working, because me doing this recording on my desktop worked perfectly fine. And when I went to StreamYard itself, doing a separate video by myself, it worked perfectly fine. So I could not wrap my head around as to why it wasn't working. I thought about it more and more throughout the week and all that. And I realized, and I think it was June, that a change was needed. And that was the first indication that, hey, dude, you need to upgrade. You keep talking about this. You're all talk, no action. You need to upgrade. Like now. So I made the announcement that I was going to start doing my whole PC build. I was going to build a computer myself. And it was the most scariest thing ever. And a lot of things had changed during the time. For starters, I had bought the mid tower in on 4th of July. Actually, I actually purchased the mid tower on 4th of July. Got it a couple of days later, and I was so excited because I forgot about it. When I got it, that was like my first piece, my first like indication, like you are going to do this. This is a make or break deal now. You are going to make this and you're going to do it. And you know, you always have that lingering voice of like self-doubt that just tells you can't do it because you're not smart enough, or you're not skilled enough, or you just don't have the capacity to figure out how to build something so complex because you see all your friends doing it, but Lena, you can't do it, you know? And that was my mindset for so long. Like, and I have been healing, I have been growing, I have been changing. And it was just that moment that I just wanted those negative thoughts to kind of stop. Like I wanted all that to I wanted to prove it wrong, actually. I started kind of game planning as to what I'm going to do, and I had to change my schedule, but that was the one thing I had to do. I was originally working 5 days a week, Tuesday to Saturday, because I had Sundays and Mondays off. I switched it up to Tuesdays to Sundays and only having Monday off. And instead of working for a couple hours, I worked from 9 a.m. to about 3 to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, just making money itself, like doing the whole DoorDash thing. It did take a lot out of me. I was exhausted. I was mentally exhausted. I was physically exhausted. A lot of things started changing. A lot of people started dropping me. A lot of people stopped talking to me. And I didn't like that. I started freaking out, but I had other things, other priorities that I didn't want to stop doing. So I started buying everything in August. I started buying things by 2s or 3s every week on Amazon. And I did my research. I had people from Florida helping me out. I had people from New York, Chicago, from Texas, all helping me out. I even had friends from California helping me out build this computer. And they were like the biggest support system I have ever had. And I've never felt like I had a support system until I started doing this computer. And when I did it, it was like, when I started buying the pieces, in fact, actually, it was exhausting, to be honest, because like I'll start trying to figure out like, okay, what is it that I want to get this week? What is it that I want to get next week? Okay, let's figure this out. I even wrote on sticky notes of where I needed to like, purchase, like what piece I wanted, what needed to be purchased that week. I was ahead of schedule. I was actually thinking I was going to have my computer done in October, like put together, working, ready to go in October. No. I had it up together in September on the 22nd, and I was really, really proud of myself. So pat, but it did not turn on. So I was just really baffled about it, that I, bought replacement wires, because that's what I kind of concluded, that it was the wire issue. Because some of the wires to the power supply unit, which is the thing that runs the whole computer, that kind of powers up everything in your main tower and everything, wasn't turned on. because there were some wires within that whole cord itself that was missing. Copper piping was missing. And it was just weird because if the power box itself had the copper rods, why didn't the cords they didn't have them or have cords at all? So I bought replacements for it and everything. And I thought it was for the motherboard only. I thought the motherboard was the only thing that was not working. That was far from the truth. So by October 8th, I reached out to somebody and was like, hey, I was wondering if you can help me out. I'm having an issue. I just built this computer. And he said, sure. So he came up to me or down to me the next day. We talked about it. He saw it. He was really impressed. He's like, this is your first time? I said, yes, actually, this is my very first time doing a computer by myself with little to no help. I mean, yes, some advice here and there, but physically doing it, yes, by myself. So he was just like, I'm really impressed. Like, you have no prior knowledge? I said, no, none whatsoever. So he's like, look, I'll have it up and running within a couple of days and I'll let you know. And we'll meet up in a halfway point. You'll just come and pick it up and that's it. I said, cool. Now, those couple days turn into a couple weeks. And those couple weeks turn into a month. That almost turned into 2 months. Because by the week of Thanksgiving on a Monday, I was grocery shopping by myself because I had to do a few other things. I was on the phone with my grandmother, asking her if there was anything else I needed to get. And she brought up hey, have you spoken to the guy, which I'm going to call him N? Have you spoken to N yet? And I said, no, actually, I haven't. Let me text him because I did talk to him on Friday and nothing has popped up. I wanted to be on top of it because this is something that was mine. And I was trying not to also be overbearing, but it's just this is something that I worked really hard on. So I reached out to him on Monday, no response. He responded to me on Tuesday. So when I was talking to him on Tuesday, we were talking about previously, actually, let me go back up a little bit. This is really important. So he had concluded that what I was trying to fix was actually what needed to be fixed. And that was the wiring from the power supply to the parts itself. So they all had to be replaced. So the whole plan was that we were going to reach out to Costair, which we did. We spoke to somebody through the customer service and they informed him hey, see if your client can send you a confirmation number showing that they did in fact buy it from one of us, from one of our vendors or from us, and we will look it up. So I was like, okay, cool. So I did. I sent him an email of the confirmation where I bought it on Amazon, bought it from, a company that they worked with them directly. He sent that information. And that was back in October, the week that I gave it to him. We waited for them to respond back and they never did. So that's when I kind of started getting on edge and started freaking out a little bit because I was just like, I really want to enjoy something that I made and I don't want to have or become a victim of thievery or theft. Thievery? I don't know. But theft. I don't want to become a victim. And I'm not blaming him. I just started thinking of all the possibilities because there was points where he didn't talk to me for a bit and I thought something had happened to him and to my computer. So I was just freaking out. So yes, eventually he did reach out and I was like, hey, look, I'm really sorry. I just really had nothing to respond to you. I'm really sorry about that. Going back to November Tuesday, 2 days before Thanksgiving. I spoke to him and he was just like, yeah, actually, I have no response to you. And in fact, I'm actually kind of worried that we might not be able to replace this because I haven't got a response back from them. They just never respond. And the company that we're talking about is actually Costair. I have 2 of my memory cards are from Costair. And I was just so excited to use their product, but just to not have the email communication part, there's just a huge lack of communication that was just kind of driving me insane. So when he responded back, I asked myself this question out loud. I said, what is it that I want? And I said, I want my computer back. That's what I want. So I asked him, I said, hey, look, is it possible if I can get my computer back sometime this week? And he's like, yeah, actually, I was about to suggest that I give it back to you because there's no movement on Costair's part. And I said, yeah, I'm really frustrated for you. I've been really upset with them, not with you. You've been phenomenal. You've been really helpful. And, I will work with you again. So I said, is it possible if I can pick it up today? Because, I just want to know if I can. If I can, then we'll just do it tomorrow. So he goes, actually, no, I can do it today. I can, meet you up at a halfway point. So I was just like, okay, can you pick a place? Like, no, I'll let you do that. So I said, okay, fine. I'm like, you're talking to somebody that hasn't been in Arizona that long. We just passed my year marker on the 30th of December. Like, I don't know much city. So I said, Gilbert. Let's just do Gilbert. It's about a 45-minute drive from where I'm at to Gilbert. So he's like, okay, perfect. That's about a 30-minute drive for me. So I will see you there because he had traffic. He's coming from Phoenix down. So I was just like, okay, perfect. So I Googled where to go and I said, oh, it's 45. It was literally 45 minutes. Like in my area, there's literally like little to no traffic. Whenever there's traffic, it's either a tractors in the streets and going to another, farming area, or they're doing construction on the road, okay? Because there's a lot of dirt roads where I live, okay? It was a nice drive too. It was very scenic. I took my grandmother with me. I picked up some blankets because that was the thing he suggested. So I met him in a public space. I met him outside of the parking lot of a Walmart, and it was a huge mistake because it was busy as hell. So I picked up, my PC. We chit chatted. He gave me all the information, the confirmation number of the conversation to kind of like pick up where he left off. And in my head, I was just kind of like, I really got to think about what I'm going to do next because now that I have my PC back, I'm going to figure this out. So on the way back, I was already kind of like thinking of what I'm going to do. If I'm going to either A, go to another person, or B, just figure it out. So I said, I'm not going to waste more money because the guy, when I told him that I can pay him, he declined it politely and says, look, I am sorry. I cannot take your money because I didn't do anything. You actually did more work for me than I did for you. So I said, I don't want to waste money on a PC that, like, if he couldn't figure out, I don't think anyone else will figure it out. So I said, okay, let's order the wires. Let's replace all the wires and go from there. So I did. I ordered the wires, put them in. They did not work. So I sent them back. I said, okay, what is it? So then the other option was either option A was, okay, we can shelf it for now. We can just put it to the side, pick it up later on in 2024. And, Twitch is going to still be there. My friends are going to still be there. I might have to start my channel all over again. But hey, people who support you will still be there. I thought about it. I said, you know what? I should have done what I should have thought of first before getting this guy involved. And that was to return my original power supply and get a new one. Because if the power supply that I got was not working, then I should have just got it replaced and just say that, hey, it was defective. It did not work. But I missed that 30-day marker because during the time that I had the computer, I could have sent it back at any time within the 30 days. But the majority of that time was with the guy. So with N. So I couldn't really do it. So I was like, you know what? I'll just hold on to the power supply. I'll find a site that I can sell it on or sell it to another person. I said, you know what? Let's just buy a power supply. And I found the one that I actually wanted originally. The one that I got first was an 850 voltage, right? It's a lot, but I wanted to add more parts to my computer along the way by any means necessary of how much I can put in. And one of it was to put more memory cards because I have 2 slots left and I wanted to put a caption card as well into my computer. So there was just like additional stuff that I wanted to put in here. And also some fans too, because I do have about 4 fans right now. I have space for 2 more. And, like right now, there's not lights in it. Maybe like from the, memory cards. But I do plan on putting some lights in it. But I don't want it to be like the electric parade down in Disneyland or Disney World. I finally got the part in November. At the end of November, I got it. I hooked it up. It did not turn on. But I was just kind of like trying to figure out what is it that I'm doing wrong. So I was about to like lean towards of just shelf the project and we'll pick up in 24. And I'm sitting in my chair, this chair, and I look over there was a box that came with it, like the box that the power supply came in, and I'm looking at it. And I did notice that it came with a tester. So I was like, okay, let me read this. So I'm reading the box. It says before, installing, test it out to see if it works, if the wires work. So I did, and it did work. So I was just like, okay, that's weird. That doesn't make any sense. Like, it works, so why doesn't it turn on? Then I keep reading, and it's like all pictures. So I'm looking at it, and it says that how to restart your motherboard, like reboot it. So I was like, what? reboot it. So as I'm looking at it, I notice a silver battery, which is one of the small little batteries at about a quarter size. And I'm staring at it, and I noticed it when I first started building my computer, but I didn't touch it because I was kind of scared. I was terrified, mind you, putting this together. I was going to film it, but I was just terrified the entire time. Like the whole time, just terrified. So I just said, I'm just going to just take pictures and put it up, and that's it. So I noticed a silver like coin size battery, and it says to pop it out, leave it out for about 5 to 6 minutes, pop it back in, plug everything up, and it should kick on. So while I'm thinking about this, and I'm thinking about all the videos that I watched, not once did somebody ever mention about doing that. They said to do all these different stuff, and not once did they ever think about doing that. Even my friends who were helping me did not think about that either. So I did. I popped it out. I put it to the side. I grabbed my phone. I went into my room. I put the timer on. I left it out for about maybe 7 minutes. So I'm in my room and I am just sitting in the absolute silence. And I'm thinking to myself, I said, okay, let's think about this, Lena. Okay, let's think about this logically. Let's think about this. If it doesn't work, what's going to happen next? And I told myself, I said, I would just shelf it. Yeah, I was like, okay, we'll just put it to the side. We'll pick up in 24 and we'll figure it out from there. We'll have some time to really like detox, relax, enjoy the holidays, enjoy the new year. And then we'll jump in on the first of the new year to figure out what happened, what is going on. So I said, okay, that's a good plan. And then also I said to myself, we are not going on social media to bitch about this now, are we? And I said, no, we're not. Because I do that. And that wasn't an old thing I used to do, but I used to do it quite often. I would go online, start complaining, and still really feel defeated and everything. I said, I'm not going to go on and complain. I'll just say that, hey, it didn't turn on, guys. So I'm going to put it onto the side. Just kind of make the announcement. That was it. All right. And done and done. If anybody asks, we won't go into too much depth about it. I said, okay, good job. High five. So timer goes off. I said, okay, let's do this. Deep breaths, walked in, put the battery back into the motherboard, plugged everything back into its place, closed everything up, put it over where it's at now. And I took a deep breath in, exhaled, and pressed the power button, and it turned on. And I felt like the wall that I was trying to climb for so long, the wall, the fence, the river I was trying to swim across, all that obstacle courses that we all use that it's like a blockage, just started to vanish. And I felt like all the air in my lungs was just sucked out of me. Because I don't know how quick I ran to my grandmother's room, because she was in bed already. So I was just like telling her, I got it working. I got my computer working, right? Because she asked me, what did you get working? It's my computer. So she's like telling me, oh my God, it's really good. I am so proud of you. And I said, I can't believe I did. And as I'm talking, I start stammering. I start stumbling on my words. And I felt like at that moment, when the final brick fell, all that headaches, the pain, the failure, all the lessons I learned started to catch up, and a sense of pride and joy and celebration just consumed me, and I started crying. Her praise turned into concern, and was like, oh my God, what's going on? Why are you crying? What's going on? And I told her I'm happy, because that was the only word I can get out. She's like, you should be happy. And I go, I am happy. But the only word she could actually hear was happy. And I motioned her to come with me. So she followed me. I had the computer, I had turned it off, and I turned it back on, and she sees it, and she's like, it's a good thing. I collapsed onto my knees crying. And I got into my Instagram, I took a picture, and I start crying, and my computer turned on. I'm on the floor sobbing. I am so proud of myself. I had so many people reaching out to me saying, oh my God, I'm so proud of you, Lena. And that it was just like a self-achievement. It was an achievement for myself. I felt like I just unlocked an achievement in life. Building something that people tell me I can't do. And it was just awesome, and I have, like I said earlier, a lot of things had changed, a lot of things had happened, and I don't blame these people for leaving. I really don't, because when this all happened, this actually motivated me a lot more to put myself first. It motivated me to take care of my own damn happiness instead of focusing on everyone else's. And that's not a you problem. That is not your problem. That was never your guys' problem. If you're ever watching this and you are one of those people that drop me, it's not a you thing. It's a me thing. That was my problem. I was taught at a young age that everyone else's happiness is more important than your own. That sense of achievement just washed over me, and it was just like, for so long I've been told that I can't do anything. For so long I had people tell me that I was a people pleaser, which I was, and a lot of the things that I wanted to do, I would drop it. And it was either because it never served me anymore, or just didn't serve me anymore, or I just got too scared to do it. And I was scared that if I start doing something, I was going to lose friends because of it. So when I did this, it was just amazing. It was one of the most euphoric, or just one of the biggest highs you could ever experience, is just the simple achievement of something that you have been told that you cannot do for so long, and you prove those people wrong. And it's just like, you're not doing it for them anymore. You're doing it for yourself. And that's what I did for myself. Like, a lot of stuff I used to do it because I wanted to prove myself to people. But it was just like, I don't need approval from anybody. I need to get approval from myself. And this was something that I wanted, and I did it, and I'm proud of myself. I celebrated by myself with people as well. But like, the sense of joy from it was just enough for me to understand and keep moving forward with what I want to do. And that's the reason why, like, you had seen on my channel, the consistent amount of videos of me doing playthroughs. And yes, yesterday, Friday, January 5th, 2024, I didn't put one up because I took a break. I tried multiple times to do it. I tried today twice and I couldn't do it. And then I did this video, and this is the third or fourth time. Is because I'm so excited to finally be back to doing something that I want to do that feels natural to me. And yes, I'm excited that I'm going to be jumping up to Twitch. It's a scary territory, but I do want to jump on there because I want to explore new horizons. I want to be able to meet new people, collab with new people. Yes, all the friends that I made on YouTube is great, but I want to make more. I want to make more connections. I want to make more connections with people like you guys sitting here watching me talk about my PC build and my stories. But this is only one step, and I am so ready for the next, and 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 the next, all the way down to the finish line. But even then, like, the finish line could be right there, but there's just more to it, and that's the excitement of the journey. And life itself is not easy. Failure, and I have seen a lot of people who got rejected, and rejection does suck. And that's how it felt for me for so long, of me rejecting my own ideas and not wanting to do certain things, and just the push of this mic not wanting to work, to pushing myself to doing this, of building my computer. Rejection is actually an opportunity to learn and grow to become a better version of yourself. And when I mentioned that people left me, it was an opportunity for me to grow and learn that you can have somebody there for you, but they will leave you, and it sucks. But at the same time, I also realized that I was just terrified to lose so many of my friends. I was, terrified of losing people that I became close with, because I didn't want to be alone. And there's a difference between lonely and alone. I had to learn and had to let go in order to make space for new opportunities, such as building this and opening up a bunch of other doors for me and what I want to do. So be on the lookout for more videos just like this. I'm going to be sharing more stories of the times that I was off, and trying to make up for the videos that I made that I deleted because I just did not want to give you guys garbage. So I will catch you guys in my next video. Be on the lookout for my schedule. I'm going to be posting up my schedule on Twitter as well as Instagram. I love you guys. Have a great rest of your night. And also, please, please, please be kind, rewind, and have a great day, or great night, or you know what? Just have a great time, life, whatever. Bye.